Alright mates, how's it going? In today's video, it's chapter 22 and the epilogue of Tides of Darkness by Aaron Rosenberg. It's finally the finale. Let's go!
What's that spice that feels tangy on my tongue? Oh, that's a yuzu pepper, along with some boogers and cum.
Draenor shoved his way through the crowd and dropped to his knees beside the dead body of his hero, his mentor, and then his gaze switched to the orc towering above him, and something inside the young paladin stirred. What is it this orc had just said? Until your world belongs to us. Not our world, not even this world, your world. Of course, the Dark Portal. Khadgar had mentioned it once or twice. The orcs are not from here, and with that realisation, Draenor was finally able to reconcile his faith with the cold harsh reality of this war. The Holy Light did, in fact, unite everything in this world, because the orcs don't belong here. Your time here is ended. Draenor was now glowing, so bright that both human and orc onlookers had to actually shield their eyes. You are not of this world, not of the Holy Light. You do not belong here, so piss off. The Horde War Chief grimaced and backed away a step, which gave Draenor a chance to whisper his final goodbyes to Lothar. Go with the light, my friend. You've earned a place among the holy. Draenor then rose to his feet. And you, foul creature, you will pay for your crimes against this world and its peoples. Doomhammer knew a threat when he heard one, so he gripped his hammer nice and tight. But Draenor flashed with blinding light, and the Orc War Chief felt his hammer leave his grasp, due to Draenor striking it with Lothar's broken sword. However, rather than follow through on the strike and kill the now unarmed vulnerable leader of the Horde, Draenor turned his blade at the last second and used it to slap Doomhammer down to his knees instead. You will stand trial for your crimes. In Capital City. In chains. The leaders of the Alliance will decide your fate. And there, you will acknowledge your full defeat. Draenor then turned from the Horde leader to the rest of the orcs. But you will not be so lucky. A short while later, the battle was over. Orgrim's defeat had sent the orcs into a bit of a panic, and Draenor had kind of scared the shit out of them as well. So a lot of them ran away. A number of them surrendered, and any that still had it in them to stand and fight were cut down pretty quickly by the Alliance forces, now led by this young paladin who'd finally found his faith and gained superpowers. A band of them fled south through the Red Ridge Mountains. Good. Form up ranks and pursue them, but not too quickly. Let the unit leaders know we don't want to catch them. We don't? Where is this dark portal that leads back to the Orcs' world? We don't know exactly. Somewhere in the swamplands. And now that the Horde have suffered an undeniable defeat, where do you think they're going? Back home. Exactly. We'll follow them back to this portal and destroy it once and for all. Khadgar nodded and grinned, and then Uther approached. No orcs left save those who've given themselves into custody. Good work. You've, assumed command then? Suppose I have. If you prefer, we can send a Griffin Rider to Lordaeron and ask King Terenas. There's no need. You were Lothar's second. You took charge of half the army when we divided the forces. You're the only choice now that Lothar is gone. Khadgar turned towards Uther with a glare, daring him to contradict the statement. However, aye, you are our commander. We'll follow your lead as we did Lord Lothar's. The older paladin then rested a friendly hand on Terrellion's shoulder. Happy I was to see your faith finally emerge, my brother. Thank you, Uther, the Lightbringer, for so shall you be known henceforth, in honour of the holy light you brought us this day. Uther bowed, clearly chuffed about his new title and stuff, and then he buggered off. I thought he'd argue for taking control. He doesn't want it. He wants to lead, yeah, but only by example. And you? Do you want to lead us? I still don't feel like I've earned it, but I know Lothar trusted me. I believe in his judgment. Now, let's be after those orcs. It took the Alliance a week to reach the area affectionately referred to as the Swamp of Sorrows. Could have made it there a bit quicker, but the Alliance scouts had kept the orcs in sight, and were then reporting back regularly, so the Alliance troops could move at a leisurely pace. But the swamp itself was not exactly a pleasant experience for anyone. It was all stinky and shit, and it took another week in the swamp before they finally reached an area called the Black Morass, and were a little bit shocked at what they found. I don't understand. This should all be marsh, like we've already been through. All stinky and shit. This isn't right. Looks almost igneous, but no fire I know could do this. I've never seen the like. Unfortunately I have, but not on this world. Something in Khadgar's expression warned the others not to press him. Do you know what your name means in Dwarven, lad? It means trust. I'm sure you'll tell us when you're ready. Well, whatever it is, certainly tied to the orcs. Plus, if we look on the bright side, it'd be a lot easier to pursue them across stone than more stinky shit marshland. A few nights later, Khadgar, who had been kinda lost in thought since they discovered the change of scenery, suddenly stood up by the campfire and announced, "We have a problem. We've consulted with the other Magi, and we think we know what's caused the ground to change. It's a dark portal. Its very presence is starting to affect our world." "Why would the portal cause such an alteration?" "I'd have to see it to be certain. My guess is it's linking our world with theirs, somehow melding the two together." "And their world is made of this weird stone?" "Not entirely. Some time ago I had a vision of Draenor. What I saw of it was a bleak place. Little life left there, as if nature itself had been stripped away. I think it might be their magics which taint the land itself, and that taint is spreading through the portal, and every time the orcs use their magic here, it grows worse. All the more reason to destroy it then." Another 3 days passed before the scouts finally returned to report that the orcs had stopped marching. "They've all holed up in a large valley just ahead. There's some kind of gateway at the centre." "Fantastic. Tell the men. We attack at once." And so they did. The attack commenced, with Turalyon taking out a whole bunch of orcs and making his way right to the bottom steps of the portal itself. "You face Rend and Main Blackhand, of the Blacktooth Grin clan. Our father led the horde until that upstart Doomhammer slew him unjustly, and the two of us have survived many ordeals. We will rebuild the horde until it is much larger than ever before, and we will smash you out of existence." "Nah, don't think so. Your leader is captured, your army destroyed, your clan's in disarray, and I don't think the orcs are going to follow a guy with a voice like yours. Do yourselves a favour. Flee back to your own world and never return." However, the two brothers did not flee back to their own world and never return. Instead, they both charged, as well as a whole bunch of other orcs, which was actually all part of the plan and exactly what Turalyon had wanted them to do. "Khadgar, now! Destroy it!" Meanwhile, Khadgar, as well as 11 other Magi, were all concentrating real hard on the portal itself, waving their arms about and stuff. But it became apparent pretty quickly that the rift was a little bit too big and a little bit too powerful for them to affect. The physical border of the gate, though, well, that was just stone, and stone can be shattered. So, Khadgar drew upon all of his energies, summoned some lightning or something, closed his eyes, and unleashed it. A few months later, "It will be an impressive monument. It will. His sacrifice will always shine as a symbol of loyalty and bravery, even after other traces of this war have vanished." Turalyon nodded, his gaze still focused on the statue that was being erected near Blackrock Spire. Regent Lord Anduin Lothar, champion of Stormwind and commander of the Alliance. The war was over. The Alliance had won. The Battle of the Dark Portal had been the last. The remaining orcs had either ran away or been taken into custody, but no one was quite sure what to do with them, so they'd been put to work in labour camps and stuff. It was better than slaughtering them. And in other news, King Terenas had also marched his forces into Alterac and declared martial law, deposing the traitorous Perinold and imprisoning him. The remaining kings had decided that they quite liked this whole alliance thing, so that was to continue, and Turalyon was to remain being its commander. "You're thinking heavy thoughts again. Only about the future and what it may bring. No one knows the future, though I suspect we've not seen the last of the Horde, or their world. I hope you're wrong, but if you're right, we'll be here, waiting for them. This world is ours, and by the holy light, we'll keep it safe now and forever." "A noble statement, good Turalyon. Perhaps that's what they'll carve on your statue when the time comes." "A statue? What could either of us possibly do to earn statues?" And we're leaving it there. And that's it. The end. Great book. One of the best, I think. But I definitely need a break before jumping into another massive project. Supercut will be up as soon as I've put it all together. Takes a little while to render because it's a lot of gigabytes. Then I'll probably disappear for a week. Then I'll get some hero videos done. Then maybe try and do a couple of one-shots/short stories. And then eventually, I'll do Beyond the Dark Portal. Because it makes sense to do that book next, really. Even if it is even longer than this one. As usual, links in the description for the book, my Patreon page, my Discord, all of that stuff. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, all of that bollocks. And all that's left to say is, thanks for watching, and see ya!